what is the spiritual dream meaning of backyards? Virginia Woolf had her famous room of one's own, right? Her study. But what you might not know is that she also had a garden. And this was no casual hobby. At Monk's house, she poured everything into that garden, tended it with this fierce, almost obsessive love. And think about what that means. Through the absolute chaos of 2 world wars, through mental breakdowns so crippling they landed her in the hospital, through the incredible grief of losing people close to her, that garden was her sanctuary. It was the one place, and she said this herself, where her mind could unstiffen. The earth asked nothing of her that she couldn't give. March 28th, 1941. She walked into the River Ouse, and she drowned herself. She was 59. And this is the absolute tragedy of it, isn't it? Virginia Woolf understood the inner world, maybe better than anyone. I mean, she wrote entire novels mapping the private landscapes of our minds. She knew what that tended ground meant. She knew it was about survival. And yet, she couldn't let her own garden save her. And that is why when you dream of a backyard, you have to listen. You must understand what you're being told, because it's a message from the part of you that is still fighting to survive. Okay, so let's get into it. Your psyche's private ground, because that's exactly what this dream is pointing to. Let's be crystal clear. Dreaming of a backyard has nothing to do with gardening or real estate. It is your psyche's symbol for your private self. We're talking about the real you, the one that exists behind the public face, behind the performance you put on for the world every single day. So think of it this way. Your psyche is running a diagnostic. It's a systems check on your life, and it is asking some very, very specific questions. Okay, first question, what is growing in the backyard of your dream? Is it just wild, chaotic, completely overgrown with weeds? Or is it tended, organized? Is it blooming? You have to be honest with yourself here. Next, how does it feel? When you dream of that backyard, are you scared to even go out there? Or is it the opposite? Do you feel this rush of freedom the moment you step through the door? And what about other people? Is there someone else in that backyard with you? And the most important part of that question is, do they belong there? And finally, look at the boundaries. What about the fence? In your dream, is it broken down, full of holes, or is it solid, secure, intact? And listen, you need to understand, these are not poetic questions. This isn't some abstract exercise. This is your psyche, your deepest self, running a full-on systems check on the parts of your life you've been neglecting or maybe refusing to face. So, why is this dream so important? Because it points to 3 urgent truths about your inner life. So we're going to look at this through 3 lenses: relational psychology, cognitive behavior, and a fundamental spiritual truth. And you'll see they're all deeply connected. First up, relational psychology. This is all about asking who has access to your private self. So if you dream of an intruder in your backyard, that's a massive boundary alarm going off in your soul. Do not ignore it. Then there's cognitive behavior. This asks, what have you left in the back? All those unprocessed thoughts and emotions? That's your psychological compost pile. And just like a real one, it can transform into something incredibly fertile, or if you just leave it there, it rots. And finally, the spiritual truth. This is your soul's territory. It's the part of you that belongs to no one else. Not your partner, not your parents, not your boss. It's yours. And you have to cultivate it. Because if you don't, it goes wild. And not in a good way. It'll damage you. So, all of this leads to one final, critical question. Let's go back to Virginia Woolf for a second. That garden, her real-life backyard, it literally kept her alive. For as long as she could tend it, as long as she could engage with it, she held on. The moment she lost the capacity to do that work, she didn't survive. You're dreaming of a backyard because something inside of you is asking a life or death question. This isn't a cute little dream symbol. It's not trivial. It is urgent. Your authentic self, the part of you that's real, unfiltered, the part that isn't putting on a performance, is demanding your attention. Not next month, not next week. Now. So the question your dream is forcing you to answer is this: who is tending yours? Part 2. Let's get right into it. Those dreams you're having about a backyard, they're not just random noise. They are direct, urgent messages from your psyche about your most private, authentic self, the world behind the house that pretty much nobody else ever gets to see. Look, these dreams are non-negotiable. They are not suggestions. They are bulletins from the very core of who you are, telling you exactly what needs your attention, like right now. Your only job is to translate and then act on it. First up, the alarm bells. Think of these dreams as your psyche's emergency broadcast system. They're flagging immediate threats to your inner world. So if you've had one of these, you need to listen very, very closely. This is one of the most urgent signals you can possibly get. It's a direct flag that you've been trespassed upon. Your psyche is basically screaming that an unwelcome presence has breached your defenses and is wandering around in your sacred, private territory. So who is it? Ask yourself that right now. Who has access to parts of you that you have not consciously given them? Is it that friend who's kind of manipulative? A family member who just dreams you? Or maybe it's a social media feed that has just completely colonized your thoughts. Your instructions here are crystal clear. 1, name them. Say their name out loud. 2, draw a firm, clear line in the sand. And 3, you do it today. Not tomorrow, not next week. The violation is happening right now, so your response has to be just as immediate. Okay, so if the stranger is the trespasser, the broken fence, that's a failure of your entire security system. Dreaming of a broken fence is a direct diagnostic. Your emotional defenses are down. You're either being invaded or your own vital energy is just leaking out all over the place. So, here's your next mission. Audit your boundaries. Right now, where are you saying yes when every single cell in your body is screaming no? Where are you letting your energy just bleed out? Find the biggest leak, the most broken part of that fence. You have 1 week. Fix it. Say the no you've been avoiding. You really need to pay attention to this one. This isn't just a warning. This is a crisis-level alert. You've been so busy being a professional, a partner, a parent, a friend, that you have completely lost the key to your own inner world. You've become a stranger to yourself. This one requires a prescription. You need to schedule protected, non-negotiable alone time. And this isn't for being productive, it's not for anyone else, it is literally to make contact with yourself again. Start with just 20 minutes a day. Put it in your calendar and treat it like a doctor's appointment, because psychologically, that's exactly what it is. Okay, so we're moving from alarms to diagnostics. These next dreams are a direct report card on the health of your inner world. Is it thriving or is it starving? Your psyche is going to show you a picture. Your psyche is going to show you one of 2 states. On one side, you have an overgrown, neglected yard. This means you've been pouring everything into the you that faces the public, while the real you is just withering from neglect. On the other side, a beautiful, blooming garden. This is a confirmation, a high five from your soul. Your inner world is healthy. Whatever you're doing is working. The application here is binary. It's simple. If your garden is overgrown, you must find one thing, just one thing, that used to make you feel alive, and you have to schedule it this week. No excuses. If your garden is beautiful, your job is to figure out what's feeding it and then protect that practice ferociously. Guard it like a fortress. All right, this next category of dreams, it's about deep work. This is when your psyche decides it's time to clear away all the old deadwood to make space for something new. We're talking transformation, by force if necessary. Seeing fire in your backyard sounds terrifying. I get it. But it's not a dream of destruction. It's a dream of purification. Fire clears the ground for new growth. Your psyche is telling you that a necessary purging is already underway, or that it needs to start immediately. Something inside you has to burn away. So ask yourself, what are you holding onto that's already dead? An old identity? A grief you refuse to process? A resentment that you're just carrying around like a heavy stone? It is time to burn it consciously, through therapy, through journaling, whatever it takes, before your psyche does it for you in a way you can't control. This is such a healing dream. It means your subconscious is actively digging up something that was buried a long, long time ago. And the crucial message here, the most important part, is that you are ready. Even if your conscious mind is absolutely terrified, your psyche knows it's time to bring this thing into the light. This dream is a clear directive. It is time for deep work. Book the therapist. Start that journal you've been putting off. Your readiness is a gift, so don't waste it. The ground has literally been broken for you. All you have to do is step in. When you dream of your childhood backyard, don't just write it off as nostalgia. Your psyche is taking you to a crime scene. It is pointing directly to the origin point of a wound, a belief, or a pattern that is still running your life today. So what was the real emotional climate of that yard? Was it safe? Was it chaotic? Lonely? Whatever it was, chances are you are recreating it in your adult relationships right now. Your job is to name that pattern and then get the support you need to finally unwind it. And finally, let's look at dreams about what's alive and what wants to be built in your inner world. This is all about your instinctual energy and some powerful forward momentum. Animals in your dream represent your instinctual self, and while the friendly animal can be a great sign, let's focus on the more urgent message, the threatening animal. That animal is a feeling you have suppressed for so long that it has literally gone feral. It's your rage, your grief, or your fear, and it has turned wild from being ignored. You cannot outrun this animal. The only way to calm it down is to turn around and face it. What is the emotion you have been refusing to feel? You have to name it, speak it out loud, write it down, acknowledge that it's there. The animal only has power as long as you're pretending you can't see it. Ooh, this is a fantastic dream to have. It means you are not just maintaining, you are actively creating. This is your psyche giving you a cosmic green light. It's a sign of powerful forward momentum for your authentic self. The soil of your inner world is fertile, and you are ready to build something new. So the message has been delivered. The urgent bulletin has been sent. Your psyche is speaking loud and clear. The only question is, are you listening?
Well, hello there. I'm Gemini. Part 3. Let's get one thing straight. Your psyche isn't sending you these dreams so you can feel insightful over your morning coffee. It's a fire alarm. It's demanding action, and not later, right now. Okay, first up, for the woman who thrives on structure, who's actually ready to decode the patterns, this is your first assignment, the Dream Journal Ritual. And let's be absolutely clear about the timeline. This isn't something you schedule for next week when things calm down. The work starts the moment your head hits the pillow. Tonight. The process couldn't be simpler, but every step is critical. 1. The second you wake up, you write. Before your feet touch the floor, before you check your phone, get the raw data down. 2. Do not try to figure it out. Not yet. Your job is just to be a court reporter. And 3, at the end of the week, you read it all back. The message isn't in one dream. It's in the pattern. Look, a dream that isn't written down vanishes in minutes, is gone. This isn't just being lazy. It's you actively hanging up the phone on the one call that could literally change your entire life. Don't do it. All right, next. This one's for the woman who gives and gives until she's running on empty. If your dream backyard is a chaotic mess, full of weeds, intruders, broken fences, that's not symbolic. That's a direct photo of your real-life boundaries, and they're in critical condition. This question right here, this is your weapon. Carve out 1 hour this week, and you put every single relationship, every single commitment on trial with this one question. Be brutal. Be honest. The action plan is just as direct. Step 1, you list them all out, everyone and everything. Step 2, you answer the question and you circle the violations. And step 3, and this is key, you don't try to boil the ocean. You pick the single worst offender and you have one direct, firm conversation this week. You just have to start. Now, for the woman who lives completely in her head, the one who's forgotten she even has a body, who's disconnected from the earth. That backyard in your dream, it's not a metaphor, it's a literal call to get your feet back on the ground. I mean, just look at this. Your psyche is practically screaming at you to trade the digital world for the actual ground beneath your feet. To swap the stale indoor air for the feeling of tree bark on your hands. To shut down the mental overdrive and just be silent. This is nothing short of a rescue mission for your soul. And the rules for this rescue mission? They are absolutely non-negotiable. You go alone for at least 20 minutes every single day. And here's the kicker. No phone, no podcast, no person. This is not about distracting yourself. It's about connecting with yourself. And let's be perfectly clear so you don't file this under nice to have. This is not a hobby. This is not self-care. This is medicine. A prescription you desperately need. And you ignore a prescription at your own peril. Okay, listen up because this one is vital. If your dreams keep pulling you back to the backyard of your childhood home, that is not a sweet trip down memory lane. It's a map, and it has a big red X marking a spot where a wound from your past is still bleeding into your present. I mean, think about the precision here. Your psyche isn't being vague. It is showing you the exact origin story of a pattern that is running your life right now, today. It's handing you the keys. So, you've got two clear paths forward. Path 1, get professional support. Find a therapist who understands this stuff, depth or somatic work. Path 2, if you're not there yet, start by journaling. Write a letter to that little girl in that backyard. Ask her what she needed then. Ask her what she's still waiting for. But you have to ask. You have to look.
Now we get to the powerhouse dreams, the big ones, creation and destruction. If you are dreaming of either building something or watching something burn to the ground, your spirit is telling you it is profoundly ready for a massive change. It is go time.
So if you're dreaming of planting a garden, building a shed, creating anything, listen to Virginia Woolf. Your psyche is demanding you carve out a protected, private space for that creative fire, not in your dream life, but in your waking one.
The dream is the blueprint for that room, so build it. That project you've been putting off, that idea you keep dismissing, the timing isn't going to get better. The window isn't opening soon. It is wide open right now.
And now for the other side of that coin, the fire dream. People wake up from this one in a cold sweat. They think it's a catastrophe. It's not.
It's a sign of relief. A fire in your dream backyard means your psyche is ready to burn away what no longer serves you. It's a controlled burn. It's a gift of purification, not a threat of destruction.
So your job is to get on board. Help it out. 1. Write down exactly what's being released. The relationship, the job, the old belief. 2. Go outside and safely, physically burn that piece of paper. Watch it turn to ash. 3. Speak the release out loud. Make the inner shift real in the outer world. Look, the thread that ties all of this together, every single action plan, comes down to one fundamental truth. Tending to your inner world, your authentic life, it is not a luxury. It's not an indulgence. It is the foundation that everything else in your life is built on.
This is the mandate. This is the final word. Tend to it like your life depends on it, because, well, it does.